Hello from the Southwest Group Sales Office. My name is Andy Lakefish, and I'm here today with Steve Puffpath, General Sales Manager of the Southwest Group Sales Office. And welcome to Gro Portal. We're here today to talk to Steve and really learn a little bit about Steve, his career, how he got to where he is, and what's made Steve the successful Marriott leader that he is today. So Steve, welcome. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you for
Pleasure
being
to be
here today. We'll start off with the first question today. Tell me a little bit about your history with Marriott and some jobs that you've had previously that have gotten you to your general sales manager role today.
Well, that's a great question. And when I think about your career and how you build your career, I've been blessed with a lot of opportunity to grow in a lot of different areas. I started my career in 1989 at the Stouffer Esmeralda Resort. It was a Stouffer hotel prior to Marriott acquiring the company, and I started as a bellman. And at that time, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do after coming out of college. I had gotten some great advice from a neighbor who said, just get involved in the hotel business, go just start doing anything you can, and I believe he had had a great career in the hotel. So I took that advice and I went and I started as a bellman. After that, in a very short time, I went down to housekeeping, had an opportunity to work in housekeeping, front office, guest services, reservations, went into pretty much the entire rooms division and did a balanced approach there. And then at some point I needed to kind of really round out my experience, so I went to food and beverage, and I was the beverage manager, I was a banquet manager, I helped in the restaurants, and then I went up to convention services and event planning and worked with our groups. And at that point I really started to evaluate what was really missing in terms of my growth and development, and I had jumped over to sales. So I did about 12 years on the operations side, and then I jumped over into sales, and I'd worked my way up through various positions into leadership. Opened up the first event booking center that we had in the California desert. Went on to be a director of sales and marketing at a couple different properties. Had a regional role representing one of our off-property sales channels. And then when we launched Sales Transformation in June of 2010, I was the market sales leader for Southern California, then moved from there into this current position as the general sales manager of the Southwest Group Sales Office. So it's been a really great opportunity for me. I've learned a lot and moved into a lot of different positions, balancing both sales and operations, and I really feel it's really served me well and helped me get to where I am today.
Steve, a truly remarkable career spanning, I think we're going on 26 years this year, and from the front of the house to the heart of the house, and now to fabulous leader positions throughout the company. Now you're in charge. You're engaging with over 100 sales managers every day, about 100 hotels spanning Southern California, Arizona, and Nevada. Quite a lot to do in your time. And what do you do for yourself now that you're at this level to help with your personal development and really set your sights on what's next for Steve?
Well, that's a really great question, because personal development and kind of holding true to my own PDP is really important. I think the first thing you have to do is you have to, for me anyway, is really identify how the business is changing and what's changing about the way we used to do business and embracing that change. I know for me personally, we have a lot of different communication platforms that sort of speak to the new millennial generation in terms of technology. So we've got our Limelight recognition programs and understanding that Limelight and how to navigate that. We have our Gro Portal, which just helps with development and personal growth, and just understanding how to navigate that and help our associates navigate that helps me be a better leader. And then we've just got all kinds of technology platforms that really have helped us. Our Jam site, for example, is a place where we communicate recognition, updates, share information, and just really understanding how to work with those, staying on top of some of the marketing initiatives that are out there, using some of our social media, and really understanding those platforms, how they're evolving and how I can stay relevant. Just sort of in that world, I think, is something that I take a significant focus on for my own development, primarily because as that stuff continues to evolve and change, the day-to-day can kind of keep you out of the sort of that realm of business, and I want to stay on the front edge of all that because I think that's kind of the direction our company's going. And then I also try to find great books around great leadership skills and really reading those and trying to develop my own craft around some of the successful business leaders we've seen in the United States and abroad, and I think that there's a lot to be taken from embracing the company culture and really staying grounded and rooted into what made this company so great, along with balancing that with what I'm learning. I think really helps me be a great leader and a great resource for people to grow their careers and to help them be great leaders of the future for our company, so that I can be serving them as well as serving myself. And that's really my platform for developing myself. How can I be better for everyone I work with, and then also just be moving myself in a direction that makes me be a great asset for the company.
Wow, thank you, Steve. That's a wonderful answer. Steve, the Southwest Sales Organization, we reorganized in 2010, and you mentioned since then you were originally in your market sales leader role, and now have been for the last several years as the general sales manager in the Southwest Group Sales Office. You're on the road a lot, out with our area sales organization, with leaders across the country, attending meetings, really talking about the future. We've got the great things you mentioned, the Jam site, we've got this great Gro Portal, we've got the Limelight, all these great things that encompass your time. If you had to pick one or two things about your job, what's your favorite one or two things currently?
Without a doubt, working with the people that we work with. I think that one of the things that attracted me to this business initially was being able to work with the public, work with our guests, work with our customers. And while I really do love that, I find that as I'm heading toward year 26, one of the most rewarding things, and probably the absolute most rewarding for me, is the great friendships, the work relationships, and the people that I work with every day. Helping our associates grow their career and find a way to have a successful career, if you will, with Marriott is really important to me. Helping leaders become better leaders, because at the end of the day, if you help people be successful, they make you successful and they elevate you. And I find that to be the most rewarding. And some of the, this is a family. This company was built on a lot of family values, and I embrace that not only personally but professionally. And I find that to be just the most rewarding by far experience and aspect of my job. Coming to work every day, working with all the great folks that we do, and just really enjoying a quality of life that breeds driving success, embraces respect, and really helps people be successful. And that's just really the platform that I kind of navigate everything that I do from, and I just find it to be really enriching and rewarding on all levels.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah.
Our next question, this may be a lot to think about. As we've talked about, you've been in this company for almost 26 years. You grew up a small town in Illinois, played athletics, you were a volunteer firefighter. You did a lot of things even before coming to Marriott. Do you have any mentors that help you to this day?
Yeah, mentors are critical. And I think that as you navigate your career, your life, and you get exposed to experiences along the way that are going to be new to you or are going to be things that you're going to learn, having a mentor is just really, really important. Someone that you can bounce things off of, someone that you can share your perspectives with, someone that you can just have candid conversation with, get great feedback from. I think there's nothing more important in helping you develop that perspective and developing a really more rounded approach to the way you approach your work, the way you approach your life, the examples that you set. And the key is having more than one mentor. I think that, if you, kind of the old saying, if you don't put all your eggs in one basket, there are a lot of styles out there. There are a lot of great leaders, and great leaders come from a lot of different walks of life. They have a lot of different approaches. There's not one approach that's better than the other approach, because if someone's successful and they've achieved success with a particular style or approach that they've taken, I always tried to figure out from each of the different mentors or each of the different people that were helping me, what can I take from each one of them that works with my style, works with my personality, came to me very naturally, and allowed me to be a successful leader and a resource for the teams and the people that I work with. I want to be a resource for the people that work for me, the people that work with me, and the people that I work for. And I find that if you have a mentor and you focus on that, you can have mentors at every one of those levels. You can have friends that are mentors. You can have associates at work for you be a mentor. There's a lot of great ideas and a lot of great experiences and a lot of great perspectives out there. And if you just open your mind and you let people be a resource for you to learn, understand, and embrace that, you will learn a lot. And so I have some really great mentors, and I've had some people that have been very honest with me. They've been very upfront, and to develop that type of a relationship with people, it is long lasting, because it doesn't just stop when you stop directly working with each other. They become a resource that you call on and you might lean into, or you might ask for advice from. And I encourage people to do that and to use those mentors to help them be successful. A lot of times people will consider a mentor someone that they like, and that's a great start, but you have to take it upon yourself to leverage and to work with your mentors, because they're willing to work with you. The other thing is, there's another level of mentorship, and I will mention, it's called the sponsorship. And you want to get somebody who's also a sponsor. A sponsor is someone who has moved through sort of the wakes of their career a little bit ahead of you. Maybe they've got more experience, and they can really help you navigate and charter the waters of career growth in a way that you may not have realized. And they can also help you do that just through the relationships they have, the roles that they play. They may help you get jobs. So help yourself try to take a mentor, and as they move their careers up, consider them a sponsor, and really leverage those relationships so that you can help grow your career. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the hard work and the relationships you built and the trust that people have in you as a result of all that hard work that will help you, determine your destiny moving forward. So mentors and sponsors, it's absolutely critical to your success, and everyone needs to focus on that. That's really a great piece of advice that I would certainly share.
See, that's a really wonderful answer, especially the sponsorship part. I think that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily always put a lot of thought into. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our next question, big question, really big question here. Southwest Group Sales, this environment, this office, you are in charge of a building, of a revenue stream of over, $250 million in revenue annually. We've talked a little bit about over 100 associates, 100 managers. You're a busy guy. You've got all the sales, you've got the stakeholders, human resources issues that come up. How do you balance your time? You've got a family at home. How do you balance your time between your duties at the sales office and the greater sales organization and company and Steve's home life?
Yeah, that is a great question, Andy, because if you think about, we're all very busy, and we all get very busy with whatever we let ourselves get busy with. The term, the whirlwind, in our business profession is, it's real. Tasks, duties, whether you have Post-its, whether you have to-do lists, whether you keep it on an iPhone, or whether you try to keep it all in your head. It can be very daunting, and there's a lot of work, and how do you get it all done, and get it all done well, because we all take a lot of great pride in the work that we do. For me, it's a couple things. One, if you're starting a family, you're part of a family, you're getting ready to have a family, or you are currently raising children, whatever your scenario is, you have to just remember that you have to schedule and make time. And I don't mean it as literal as just going into your calendar and say, this will be the time I spend with my family. It has to be a priority, and you have to say, I'm going to forego this on this date to do these types of things, so that you are working in as much of a responsibility as you have as a family member, whether it's your family, whether you're a part of a family, or whether other people in your family are relying on you to be there and be available. You have to make time for that. And I think that becomes very rewarding. The other two things really kind of fall in line together. If you have a hobby, stay true to that hobby. Don't put it on the wayside. Don't say that's something I'll do tomorrow. If it's as simple as carving out 15 minutes of your day to be able to do it, try to spend that time doing it. It gives you a fresh perspective. It relaxes your mind. It puts your mind into a different era of, or a state, if you will, of engagement around what you're doing in your activity, and it allows you to provide a more fresh perspective moving forward. And I would also say that it's really important to take care of ourselves. Health, fitness, it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be 2 hours in the gym. It doesn't have to be playing full games of basketball. But if you can find, again, 15 minutes to 30 minutes to take care of yourself, to find some form of exercise, whether it be while you're watching TV or whether it be through a nutritional program that you're on, but really try to take care of yourself, because the daily rigor and the work that we put ourselves through and the stress that comes with that takes its toll. And the more you can do for yourself to take care of yourself, the sharper you'll be, the more engaged you'll be, and the better you'll be for yourself, and you'll be far more productive for those around you. So kind of taking that balanced approach is really important. But there's no doubt that you can't run from all the work and the demands of the work environment, but you have to focus on how you're going to take care of yourself. And that's kind of how I've done it, and it's really starting to, for me, it gives me a good sense of accomplishment on a lot of levels.
Thanks, Steve. That wellness piece, we can't look past that at all. And Southwest Sales, we've got a great wellness program in the sales office and area sales.
Yeah.
And we really take that to heart to make sure all of our managers and associates have the opportunity to take care of their mind and their body. So
yeah, it's been great.
Very good. Last question for you, Steve, and I'm going to take you back, way back, and you started this company again 26 years ago. What was one or two key pieces of advice that you learned on in your career that really helped you and you've taken with you?
Wow, that is a really great question, Andy. And I will tell you that probably the most important piece of advice that I was giving, that I was fortunate through a mentor who have then gone on to become some really great sponsors, gave me, was what you think you know about the path you need to take to grow your career is only defined by the experiences or the work you've currently done. And I was told very early on that don't turn a blind eye to any opportunity. Go into, whether it be operations, go into a new job, take a risk, get out of your comfort zone. Don't just stay in those areas that make you feel comfortable, confident. Get a little bit outside of that. Learn a lot of different things. Develop a lot of different mentors. All those experiences, whether it be when you go into operations, a different type of sales job, for example, coming into the sales office, whether you think or don't think that may or may not be what you want, if you narrow that scope of opportunity for yourself, you are just narrowing, if you will, the experiences that you're going to be involved in, which then changes the perspectives that you're going to have moving forward. And I can tell you, 26 years later, I do not regret, regardless of how difficult, how long of hours, and how much I had to work to kind of get through some of the jobs that I was in. They have given me such a balanced approach and understanding of the business, and a relatively excellent, in my opinion, ability to relate to everyone's facets of making this business a success. And that's what I think has really helped me be a great leader and a great mentor, because I understand what people have done. I've walked that walk. I've been in those jobs. They trust me. They have confidence in me, and my credibility is strong because I've gone and actually done those. And when I was told, don't just feel like this is your path to success, deviate, get off that, get out of your comfort zone, and really help yourself find out who you are. That will help you define later on just exactly what path is going to lead to the success that's going to, help you have such a thriving and wonderful career, which so many of us have with Marriott, and that's so much why many people stay for so many years, and our tenure is so strong, because you develop a network, you develop friendships, and you develop a career with this family in this company that really serves you well, your family well, and is very fruitful. So that was the best advice, and following that and heeding that advice was really something that I'm very glad that I did early on.
Oh, thank you, Steve. It was really great to spend some time with you. We appreciate
Thanks,
all the insight you gave with your experience with Marriott and beyond.
Appreciate that.
Thank you all for visiting the Gro Portal. We look forward to you coming back soon and seeing some more interesting videos.
Yeah,
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good luck.